Hello again, friends. Patrick here at AvidMax. Gonna tie up a chunky little meatball for you today. A CDC wing trico spinner. So the chunkiness right up in the thorax right there, as a trico would be. So let's start the fun. Hook for this little guy is going to be a TMCO 101. Pretty sure it's a 101. All my hooks are in all sorts of different bags, disjointed. I lose track, but straight shank, straight eye, nothing huge. This one's going to be a little big, just so you can see it better on camera. This is, I think, maybe a size 18 even. But you know a trico, they're tiny, 20, 22, 24. Keep them small. Little black thread before we get going too far, too ahead of myself. UTC 70 black. I can get away with 70 UTC on this guy because it's a little bigger than the trico probably should be, but for the sake of viewership, we'll go with bigger hook, bigger thread. Nice little thread base. Then Hareline Mayfly tails. Seen them before. There they are again. Synthetic tailing material for the purpose of getting our tail right at the end. I'll show you that one when the time comes. Just tying them in. Pull to your desired length. Let's go about maybe a shank's length. Cut out the excess up front. And trico, like a lot of bugs that we see that we tie, it's got a little ribbing on it, so I'll give it a little ribbing as well. The ribbing thread here is going to be UTC 70 fluorescent shell pink. It gets a little UV action in the sunlight. I'm a sucker for UV. So, do the ribbing with this guy. If you prefer to keep it a little more lifelike, a little more subtle, a light brown to a medium brown will do it for you. Go. Build up a little bit of taper on that abdomen there. Go look at a picture of a trico, you'll see they're aggressively tapered from the tail end up to the thorax. So, let's give it a little bit of shape here. Myself a little room up front for the finish. There we go. Black thread on the bobbin rest. Give that ribbing thread a little spin down there. Get it nice and tight so it doesn't lay flat as we're ribbing. There we go. Let's start going. Of course, I lost the first rib. Yeah. I always do my best to keep those rib wraps nice and even, but you know, nature itself is not entirely perfect, so a little bit of imperfection is forgivable. No worries. There we go. Cut out that rib. All right, time for the wings. These are Hareline CDC Oiler Puffs. There you go. Hareline CDC Oiler Puff. Light done. Nice and light. And for working with these little guys, I'll just wet down my finger just a little bit. Kind of bundle up the CDC. Make it a little easier for me to get my thread around. There we go. Get it in a reasonable position. Cut out that stem. One. Of course, do what you can to get reasonably similar length and puffiness of puffs. Try to keep your wings symmetrical if at all possible. Come on. There we go. Wet down my fingers a little bit again. Trim out that stem from the other wing. Right, start up with that thorax now. Just black superfine dubbing on this one. Black body, black dubbing. Little tiny dubbing noodle. You know how it goes with dubbing. If you think you've got enough, you've probably got too much. And you can always add more. Much harder to take it off. Go. We start with the figure eights, as you've done with your spinners many times in the past. That looks about right. Migrate up in front to the hook eye. Couple wraps there. And the whip finish. You know me, I like to put 2 or 3 whips on there in case the first one fails and the second one fails. I've got a third one. If that one fails, Oh, I need to rethink my whip finishing. Cut off the thread. Probably gonna go to heck for this one, because cutting feathers flush, people say things. Maybe you shouldn't be, maybe you should be. I don't know. So I'm gonna cut these about to be the length of the entire body. So body length, wing length will be about equal. There it is. Fan those out a little. A little bit of trimming. Make sure everything's nicely lined up. And now, last adjustment, the tails. So, as I mentioned before, those synthetic fibers are nice because even if you tie them in all perfectly straight, right at the end, just take one at a time, pull it in the direction you want, and you can manhandle them a little bit because they are synthetic, less prone to breakage. Get your angles nice and good any way you want them. Before I do some trimming, I'll show you this finished product here. So, there you are. Tails flared out as they should be. Wings out as they should be. Good proportions, ribbing, kind of decent. Give it a little bit of a haircut here. Make it just a little more presentable. Give those wings a little bit more of a mayfly sort of shape to them, as you would see when they're laying on the water when they're spent. And of course, you're free to do the hair cutting as you wish. This is one of those happy little trees situations. There we go. A little bit more mayfly-ish. You know, take your time, shape the wings as you see fit. CDC wings, extra super buoyant. Make sure it'll stay on top of the water for you all day long. There it is. CDC wing spent trico. If you like the video, like and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. Helps out the channel, helps us out. And we'll see you on the next one. See you on the water, friends. Tight lines.